Today, Classy's going to be learning the 5 fundamentals that translate under saddle for safer bitless riding. I have my training stick, which is just simply an extension of my hand that will help me motivate her to understand the cues that I'm asking. I will nurture her and respect her autonomy as one of those 4 core concerns. I will never hit her to get the right answer. I will simply tap her. And I will use her 4 reprimand spots, which are the spots that horses recognize in the herd. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll see that I will use my stick just to tap her gently to get her to move off of my pressure when I ask her to lunge, when I ask her to yield her hind and forequarters. If my arm was 6, 10 feet long, I would be using the same thing. It's just a stick. But first I need to let her know that the stick is something that is nothing to be afraid of. So I'm going to let her get to know the stick first. So I'm going to show her the stick, and I want to invoke her curiosity, which replaces fear, and I'm just going to love her with the stick and just touch her gently. Now if she was a scared horse, I'd come in here and I would rub her neck and just let her know the stick is just an extension of my hand. And I will shorten this lead rope and get right in the shoulder area, shortening this lead rope in case I need to pull her nose towards me to keep us safer. So I'm just letting her know the stick is nothing to be afraid of, good girl. And I always stay at the shoulder to keep myself safe. I will do this on the other side as well. You need to back up, back up, back up. Very good, and she's doing very well with those 3 foundations. Very good. Remember, the first one was backing up. I'm just going to love her up with the stick. The stick just wants to love you. She understands it's just an extension of my hand, and my hand is a loving extension of me. Good girl. I'm just checking you out. So we're going to start, Classy, with the first of the 5 fundamentals. Back up. Back up. Good girl. Remember, she's only been here a couple of days, so she's still real new to all of this. Those 3 foundations are backing up. She just still needs some work on that, but that's all right. The first of the 5 fundamentals is going to be holistic lunging. The reason why I call it holistic lunging, I want the whole horse. I want the whole horse looking at me. So I do not lunge from the side. That only gives me a half view. And that really makes me vulnerable, feel vulnerable especially, to be on the side of a horse because they can reach out and kick. So I'm going to stand in front of this horse. I'm going to back her up, back up, back up, back up. Good girl. And I drop my body language. Good girl. And let me love you for a moment so we can get our energy down. I don't want this to be a hyper scary moment. I want her to be relaxed and responsive. Good girl. Good girl. So what I'm going to do, back up. I control your feet. Good girl. So I'm going to lift my lead rope, and I really insist that you hold your lead rope overhand. Your power is here. If you hold your lead rope like this, you don't have the power. Here, you have an elbow. You've got your elbow power. So I can pull or yank or jiggle much better than if my hand was like this. So I'm going to open that door. I'm going to cock my head. And of course, she doesn't understand what I mean. I'm going to lift my stick. And then I'm going to walk in. I'm going to tap her. Good girl. As soon as she moved, I dropped my pressure. Good girl. And she's going, what did I do? That's all right. She'll figure it out. Good girl. And let me love that spot. Rub that away. I am working on the cellular memory as well with this horse, between her mind and her body. Whenever I tap, if I've had to tap to get her to move, I'll rub it away so she'll remember the feel good. That really accelerates learning when you leave it on a feel good. So I'm going to open that door again, cock my head, ask her to go that way, and then I'm going to come in here and tap. Good girl. And I'm going to open again, try to get some momentum. Good girl. That's all right. Let me pull your nose this way. That's the way I want you to go. Don't come into my face. You know, she started coming into my space. That stick went right up. You got to have that stick to protect you, because she would have just walked right into me thinking, oh, I can get out of this by trying to run her over. That's not going to work. You go that way. That way. Tap, 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 tap. That way. Tap, tap. That way. And let's back her up. Back her up. It's all right. right. You don't have to get it right the first time. She's going, what do I do? So I'm going to help her understand. That way, tip her nose that way. Back, back, back. No. No. Good girl, good girl. Good girl. She's going, what did I do? She gave me the slightest try, the smallest change. She's coming in here, what do I do? You're all right. Let me rub that away. You're all right. I don't want her to send her over the top being scared. I don't want her to scare her into the right answer. Just want to help her. Oh, now she's licking and chewing. Good. She was really getting nervous and upset. I don't want to drive her over the edge. I don't want this into a meltdown. But I got to help her understand just one step in the right direction, and you're going to get release. Good girl. Now I'm going to back her up again. Back up, back up, back up. Now you see I have to get pretty assertive, because if you don't get that horse out of your space, they'll run right over you. And she's still learning. She's been the leader for a long time, and she would rather just push me out of her way. But she has to understand she can't do that. Good girl. Let me love you for that. She's, oh, I'm scared. You're all right. Good. She's licking and chewing. That's good. Very good. Back up. I didn't ask for that foot. Remember, he who moves the other's feet first is in control. So I'm trying to help her understand. I'm the herd leader. I ask her to go that way. I'm going to come over here. Good girl. Good. See that? And just help her a little bit. Get her out of my space. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at how she carries herself, too. Now, the second of the 5 fundamentals is a one-rein stop, because we're going to translate this under saddle for that safer ride. So I'm going to gather and slide, and I'm going to pull her nose. It's all right. Let me love you. Let me love you. And I'm just going to flex her gently and just stay with her. You're all right. You're all right. Good girl. She gave a little bit. Look at that. And I just need you soft right here. Oh, very good. She did that. Take your time. Be patient. Talk to your horse. Help them understand. Nothing to be afraid of. I'm going to help you through. Help you understand. Good girl. Now we're going to try the other direction. You need to get out of my space. You're way in my space there, girl. Good girl. Good girl. No, and she's thinking, oh, we go the same way? No, this time we're going to go the other way. So I'm going to open my door and ask, and come over here and tap. That's all right. No, no, that way. Good girl. That way. That way. That way. Good girl. Oh, excited. Oh, excited. That's all right. No, back up. Back up. It's okay. Good girl. Let her calm down for a minute. She's excited, not sure what to do. You're all right. Let me love you. It's okay. Let me love you. You're all right. Now, high head is a nervous horse. I'm going to ask that head down. Good girl. Good, good girl. You're doing just fine. Just fine. Good job. All right. Go that way. Go that way. And tap, and tap, and tap, tap. I'm just tapping the air. Ask that nose. That way. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And out of my space. Out of my space. There you go. Out of my space. Good girl. Look at that. Look at that. Get her out of my space. I just touch, but I want to be able to pull that nose towards me to get that hindquarter out, because I don't want her kicking at me. I don't know if she talks with her feet yet, and so I'm not going to find out the hard way. I'm going to make sure that she keeps her hindquarters away from me. And touch her belly. Good girl. Good girl. And point. Want her to go that direction. You know how horses talk with their head? Well, I'm talking with my finger here. Good girl. And now a one-rein stop. So I gather and I slide and I gather. I slide and I walk right up to the skirt. That's all right. And I pull her nose just gently. I'm just going to stay with her. Just stay with her. Pull that nose. You're all right. Good girl. She gave a little bit, so I released. Good. Good. Oh, that's all right. Stay with her. It's okay. Oh, she stepped on the stick. That's okay. Move that out of your way. And I ask for that nose and just stay with her. Good girl. She gave and I released. I ask a little more. I want you right here. Oh, very good. That was so good, and she's thinking about that. Oh, that was exciting, wasn't it? So you've got the first of the 2 5 fundamentals, holistic lunging and a 1 rein stop. Very, very good. The next one is we're going to do some desensitizing. Just can't do enough of that. So I will start out with the swinging of the rope. I'm going to give her a moment. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to move the stick out of the way. Well, I really don't know. Get back. I really don't know where she's at with desensitizing. So I want to set her up for success. And you're probably wondering, well, why aren't you continuing to lunge her? All I want to do is plant the seed. We'll continue developing that. But she's got the seed planted. There's no reason in wearing it out. You'll get to your goal. There's no doubt you will get to the goals that you have set for you and your horse. It's how you get there, the journey, that's going to determine the depth of the relationship between you and that horse and the trust and confidence. There's no sense, I don't believe, in wearing it out, making it right, perfect. What's the sense of that? You'll get there. Take the time and keep the relationship intact. So we just lunged, got her to understand each direction. That's all we need for today. And we'll come back to it tomorrow. And we'll keep developing that. Next, though, is desensitizing. And I want to see what bothers my horse. And I want to find that out on the ground before I go riding out on the trail and end up on the ground. I ride a lot by myself. So I want to make sure, it's like the pilot getting in the plane and doing a pre-flight check. I want to make sure what bothers this horse today. And you never know from one day or another. It could be something new that didn't bother the horse before, but now it's new to them today. So I'm going to just swing the rope out here and see what she does. Back up. She wants, oh, I want to be with you. I want you standing. Back up. Good girl. Good girl. Encourage the right behavior. It's all right. Let me get my hand in here. Let me get my hand in here. I don't want her to melt down over this. You're all right. Let me help you with that. That a girl. Amazing. And she took a big breath. Amazing what the hand on the neck can do. Just want to support her through it. And my goal is to be standing away from her, not touching her. But right now she needs my support, and that's all right. We're just baby step it. Good girl. Shh. Do not move my feet. She tried to move my feet, push into me, so I just backed her up. That's what's great about teaching that horse. Back up the first time. That's the first thing I teach them. Healthy boundaries. You're in my space. Don't try to move my feet. I'm the boss, not you. Good girl. Because I'm no match for her. She's well over 1,200 pounds. And that is just no match for me. So I'm going to tip that nose just a little bit my way. Good girl. Good girl. She's standing here, licking and chewing. Good girl. I'm encouraging the right behavior. Good girl. Let me love you for that. Good job. Let's turn you around this way. I want to go back to that other side. Just a little buggity about this side and trying to push into me. So let's go back to it now. Good girl. Good girl. Knead the withers a little bit. Just support your horse. It's all right. They don't have to be perfect at it. You want to find out what bothers them. Good girl. Let me love you. You're all right. Touch her and then retreat. Touch her and support her and retreat. But keep swinging the rope. Touch her. Good girl and retreat. Good girl. I need you to back up. Back up. But I keep twirling. And then I come in here and love her. You're all right. Shh. Back up. Back up. Good girl. Good girl. You notice I use the shh noise. Frank Bell taught me that. I'm one of his accredited instructors. And the shh noise is a great way to get that horse's attention and let him know that's the wrong answer. Good girl. Good girl. And look, I'm not having to support her physically anymore. Good. And I'm going to stop. Excellent. She put her. Do a little bit here. Good girl. Good girl. So at any time I can back her up. She gets in my space, and you need to get back. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She's standing there being a good girl. Good girl. Let me love you for that. That's right. All this is so new. She's like, I don't understand what you want me to do. So I got to let her know. Standing quietly, that's good. Walking into me, that's not going to work. Good girl. Good girl. She's figuring it out. Oh, I can't walk into you like I used to be able to do that with my other people. They didn't know. Good girl. Stay back. Good girl. I'm not asking you to move. Good girl. Back. Good girl. Good girl. And she's licking and chewing on that. Good. And I'm just going to keep doing this. Good girl. That's the right response. Give her a little jiggle. Get back. But keep twirling. Good girl. Good girl. Let me love you for that. So I'm going to come in here, put my hand on her neck. Now remember, she is left-eyed, so she's trying to see me with that left eye. She's all worried about me being on this right side. There you go. Good girl. Once I got my hand on her neck, okay, I'll survive. No. And notice how I can just pull that nose because I'm holding that rope overhand. Good girl. So I corrected her. No, you're not to walk off. You have to stay with me. We're having a lesson. Good girl. Good girl. Because remember, he who moves the other's feet first is in control. So as long as I'm controlling her feet, she recognizes me as the herd leader. And she's been the leader for a long, long time. So it's not something she's going to give up overnight. It's going to take her quite a long time to change her patterns that are in her mind and in her body as cellular patterns. Good girl. Good job. Good job. She wants to see me out of that other eye. Good girl. So I got to really help her, support her on this side. Good girl. Get my hand up. Keep her off of me because she'll try to push into me. That's her thing. Her thing is to use her shoulders and her chest to push in. Good girl. So I just put my hand up to keep her off of me. Good girl. Good job. Oh, that's very good. Very good. She's just a pushy mare. Pretty typical. Real typical girl. She's been the boss for a long time. Good girl. Now let's try this side. Let me get my hand in there. Help her through it. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Very good. Now I'm going to do the rope behind the legs. And this is really important that your horse learns to tolerate this and relax, because if you're out there on the trail and a tree branch rubs the back of their legs, could put them into a bolt. The backs of their legs are their vulnerable spot to wild animals, to predators, and they'll take them down on the back. So anything that touches their back legs is instinctual to kick out. So I'm going to tip her nose a little bit, stand at her shoulder where I am safe, so if she was to kick out, I can pull that nose. And look, I'm holding that rope overhand, very important, because I've got my power on top, not underneath. So now I'm just going to swing that around her legs. Good girl, no reaction. Good girl. I've had some horses just freak out about this. Excellent. So she's been handled a lot probably in her legs as a baby. Very good. That's a weird one for her. That's all right. Tip that nose. Get off of me. So I'll use my hand and my elbow to keep her off of me because she pushes on me with that shoulder. Shorten that rope a little. Good girl. Good girl. Love her through it. Very good. And back feet again. Excellent. So I'm going to do it on the other side. Oh, what was that? Can I get you back? Get you back. I want her out of my space. Out of my space. Out of my space. Very good. So we'll do the rope on the back legs on the other side. Let me love you through it. Let me love you through it. Good girl. Good girl. All right, now we're going to do the back legs. So she's moving on me that way. I'm going to pull that nose. Oh. Love you through it. There you go. Didn't even get it that time. Hold on. Oh. Oh. Good girl. Good girl. Let me love you. Very good. Just keep doing it till she stops moving her feet. You're all right. Shh. Get off of me. Get off of me. Good girl. Her way of trying to get out of it is pushing on me. Good girl. I know it's weird. Let me love you. Good. That's right. Oh, she's such a worrier. Her little lip is quivering. Very good. Very good. Look at that. Very good. I know. I want you to stand, though. Don't want you to move. See, I don't want her moving on me while I'm doing this. She needs to learn to stand still. So I'll keep doing it. Good. And then when she's standing still, excellent. She's licking and chewing. Good girl. Oh, back. Out of my space. Remember, leading is at least a half horse length behind. So back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Good girl. She moved that foot. Good girl. I control her feet. And when I asked her to back up, then she took one step forward again, so I had to correct that, make sure that she put that foot back, because I didn't ask for that. I have to stay in control of her feet in order to be working with her instinct on the instinct level that I'm the herd leader. So you want to maintain controlling your horse's feet at all times, even if it's just one foot. Oh, I'm going to put one foot forward. No, I didn't ask for that. Good girl. And love her up for doing what you ask. Good girl. That's what I want. And can I get you to think about that? There. Let's get your head down. Good. Very, very good. You did a good job. Good, good job. You're doing